Why will a 21-year-old girl be attracted to a 33-year-old guy? Well, he had to be really attractive. So I wanted to show that he's really fit. And it kind of all intertwines, musical memories and your memories of a special time with that girl or boy you were in love with. And when that boy or girl goes away and they are gone, like break up, whenever that music comes, it takes you back and you feel the loss again. So you can't, I've had friends who say, just skip that. Like, can you just skip that music?
So this thing about the older man using the younger woman, and sometimes even the older woman using the younger man, the concept of a toy boy, this, that, I think is just overdone, because
Yeah.
love is love.
Well, we are two men talking. So in some would say that here come the mansplainers.
All right, it's India's biggest best-selling author, all-round good man, a man who I have lots of love for. Chetan Bhagat is back for the attack. For those of you who are watching us on mere audio, please, if you're driving, do not attempt to watch us on video. But those who are watching on video, this is the book. Resplendent cover, 12 Years, My Messed Up Love Story. That's the new book by Chetan Bhagat. It's out on all on-ground as well as online stores. It's Harper Fiction, and Chetan is in absolutely brilliant form. Great to see you. Thank you for paying us a visit.
Thank you, Hrishi K. We've grown like, oh my God, this is like a deja vu times, so many times over. When was the first time you were just mentioning we met in
2008.
2008? That was my book, Three Mistakes of My Life,
Yeah.
which then became Kai Puche. Was that when 94.3 launched?
That is exactly the time 94.3 radio
Yeah,
launched.
and so we're still here, man.
Correct. Yeah, still here.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I'm still here. I'm 51 years old, and I remember when like in a way, Radio One had just started, and 2008 is when I just moved back to India, quit my banking job in Hong Kong, and I was just starting out as a full-time writer. So it was like been quite a journey.
An incredible journey, and really one of the things that people are going to ask you is just that. Your knowledge of the cities that you live in is just remarkable, since you started off with the city context. To me, quintessential Mumbai is Janata Bar in Bandra.
Oh yes, which is there in 12 years. How many of these Mumbai places have you been to? Almost all?
Almost all of them. But Janata is special because no matter what strata of society you're in, when all the nightclubs close, and back in the day when there were no Blinkits and home delivery things like that, it was the only place to go to, and it's so unpretentious, like you call it.
Yes. Why don't you tell people what is Janata Bar for those who don't know? I mean, if most people will know, but where it is, what it is.
Yeah, so most Mumbaikars would know this, non-Mumbaikars, in just off Pali Hill, where actually Chetan used to live in Nargis Nath Road, which also the principal protagonist lives in.
Yeah. I'll get to why I chose that. But yes, I mean, and it's Pali Hill. So Janata Bar, just to put in context, is in Pali Hill, which is where Alia Bhatt lives, Ranbir Kapoor lives, like all the Amir Khan,
Tony Mumbai.
Tony, yeah, kind of, whatever you may call it. And then there is one bastion still there, not the Bastion restaurant, Janata Bar. So talk about that.
Yeah, and it started off as a quarter system bar. Now you can order like a full bottle, and they bring you as much add-on spirits to the spirits as you want. 1 liter bottle of cola or whatever
Mixers.
it is. Mixers, as they call it. And you get some great pomfret, you get some good bitings, as they call it in small town India. Tandoori chicken and the bitings. And it's really noisy. And chances are you might, like the principal protagonist in 12 years, might be a stand-up comedian. But the guy next to you could be a plumber, or could be a mechanic,
or an investment banker.
But it's open till the wee hours of the morning, and that's quite beautiful. And the other end of the spectrum, Dubai, where you live now, you've talked about a fair amount of fine dining restaurants there. So that is a question to you. Drawing from the city you've lived in, cities.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, whenever I do a book well, not all, I mean, in my own opinion, the city becomes a character in the book. And funnily enough, I've lived, like I've been writing for 21 years, this is my 12th book, and I've lived in Mumbai for most of that.
Yeah.
I never had Mumbai in my books. This is the first book with Mumbai in it. And you know why, Hrishi? I was very scared because there have been iconic Mumbai books. There's Maximum City.
Yeah.
There's Sacred Games. There's so many of these.
Shantaram.
Yeah. There's so many of these iconic Mumbai, heart of Mumbai books. So I was like, what will I add to that? But this time I took it, and I'll tell you why. And then Dubai is another place I'm familiar with now. I took a very difficult theme in this book. The love story is an age gap. The boy is 33, divorced. Right off the bat, there's a divorced hero, which is like a strange thing to do. And then the girl is 21. So there's a big age gap, and you have to handle it sensitively. There's been blowback from day one. When I announced the book, people said, like, what is happening? How can you write a book like this? I knew I'm dealing with a very sensitive subject. So the cities that I choose, at least I'm familiar with them. I have in my previous book done cities which I have researched, like Revolution 2020 had Banaras in it, so I did Banaras. But I said, let me take cities that I'm familiar with, but I've still not written. And I said, enough Delhi. I've done so many Delhi books, and so I chose not only Mumbai, I also chose Bandra because I'm very familiar, and I also chose Pali Hill because I'm very familiar. I still have a home there. I just came from there this morning. And I chose Nargis Dutt Road where I live, and that's where I gave Saket his house. Plus, it kind of fit in with the whole, someone who leaves everything in the US to become a stand-up comic. Mumbai is that city where you can do that. I mean, I don't see how many cities in India you could actually do that. So that's how that came. And Dubai, of course, I'm not as familiar as Mumbai, but I don't know if Dubai government will credit me for promoting it, but I wanted to bring out some places of Dubai which are not the typical, like Burj Khalifa and all, which are all great, but they've been over marketed. I wanted to bring out certain parts of Dubai which people don't know, like Kite Beach, for example, where the locals go and just sit and have a chai. And so yeah, it was really fun doing that.
Yeah, and I've had the good fortune of being invited over to the Nargis Dutt Road residence when
Yes.
Chetan was here. We've done a couple of interviews there when he's been unable to travel to Parel. And I'll tell you, it really spoke to me because he says from the ledge or from the windows you can see a canopy of trees.
Yeah.
And that's how that apartment used to be.
It's funny how, some of it is not even planned. It's not like I'm planning, like, it's a stream of consciousness when you're writing. And when you finally see the output in the edit, you're like, dude, this guy is me. Because a lot of it is linked from my life. But then where else will it come from? Right?
Yeah.
Where else will my knowledge come from? Like, not everything. The story is not my story, but the context, the way he thinks, the fact that he left he was in private equity and he became a stand-up comic. Similar, banker who left to become a writer in a way. So
And suddenly had a fitness fetish. I remember, during and after the pandemic, you were fiercely into fitness.
yeah, I still am. I still love.
Yeah,
I like, and
yeah.
now it's more like. So now I'm 51. So at 51, fitness is about preservation, and just maintenance, and like not. First step in fitness now is don't get injured.
Yeah.
Because it takes long time, and just having a health span, like just being healthy. So I still am, and I gave Saket that. Saket is of course, and I also had to justify why will a 21-year-old girl be attracted to a 33-year-old guy? Well, he had to be really attractive. So I wanted to show that he's really fit. And if a 33-year-old guy is really fit, he could look much younger
Sure.
than his age. So that's also why I did that. But yeah, and Janata Bar, I am so glad you noticed that was the first question you asked, because there are these places which are unpretentious and I still love them. I mean, I go to all the fanciest things in the world, but there are some places that are unpretentious and have character that even the biggest five-star hotel or Michelin star restaurant will not have. And Janata Bar, I hope it stays because everybody around it,
It's
they're all
changed. Yeah, you're right.
gentrified.
Yeah.
It's all gentrified. That is just, I don't know. I know that one day it will not be there, but I hope it's there. It's like one of those Bandra things, like Toto's Garage,
Toto's.
right? So I hope these places stay, like they don't go the way of Irani bakeries becoming, I won't say they may sponsoring you, but coffee brands or something.
Another thing that I love about your novels is the use of music. There are fewer songs in this one. There's Arijit Singh from Ashiki 2.
Yeah.
At one point, he's listening to that song. And there's one more. There's another English song.
Let
I've
me tell
gone
you.
blank.
Let me tell you. So the music, firstly, I've had to use less lyrics
Yeah.
because my publisher says we live in times of copyright issues.
Yeah.
So we have to use minimal and very less. And there also, I mean, most people may not notice, but the book begins with disclaimers where we say we've used, it's fair use. Listen, guys, we're not trying to make money off your music or lyrics. I was just like, but I think music, and especially in a love story, uh, It's a very big part. Whenever you've been in love, there's always memories of certain songs you listen to. In fact, once you've had a breakup, you cannot listen to certain songs. You know, it's just they just go away. You can't listen to like whatever chain smokers anymore because you still listen to something just like that. I mean, it happens that because I think music associates memories and it kind of all intertwines musical memories and your memories of a special time with that girl or boy you were in love with, and when that boy or girl goes away and they are gone, like break up, whenever that music comes, it takes you back and you feel the loss again. So you can't, I've had friends who say, just skip that. Like, can you just skip that music? So one is that. That's why I use music. Second, I have not indicated which year the book is in. But I play the music of that time. So it's a nice way to say, because the first time he meets and brings Payal home, I'm little tiny spoiler, but he says this is a new song from Ranjana, the movie. Right?
Of course,
So
yes.
immediately, for the nerds who know, it came in 2011.
Correct.
So that's around when the story starts. Then the breakup, the Ashiki 2 came, so that's why the Ashiki 2 Arijit Singh song comes. Later on in Dubai, they have I bring in uh, Sonu Ki Titu song, and there's things
Bomb diggy.
because it's a dance party. So I mean, again, people will not notice, but yeah. So and we have to go. I went into what was the year of release of that song. The year I was talking about, I would check the hit songs of that year. There's a marriage scene, and there's Din Shagnada,
Yeah, which
right?
Virat and Anushka used in
Yes.
their wedding.
So
Yeah.
my editor said this came very late. This is not matching the timeline because it came because most people associated with that Virat.
But actually, it's an older song.
It is an older song.
Yeah.
So then it's a folk song. Then I had so first I replaced it. There was another song called Mehendiya Rachne Wali from Zubeda.
From Zubeda, yeah.
But then it was not giving the same feeling. So then I researched, and then I have a friend who literally said, this was played at my wedding in 2010. What are you talking about? I think Filori movie took it.
Yeah.
So we do a lot. Actually, a lot of people think Chetan Bhagat books are very casual, but like my editors and I, we just go crazy with these crazy things. My editor, editor rushed me. This scene in Dubai, in Leto Cafe, they meet, and he just orders a lemon tea to have with her. I swear there was a comment on the file, in the Word file, in the editorial comment. They said, I checked the menu. There is no lemon tea. There's lemon ginger tea. Can you please change it to lemon ginger tea? Because Leto Cafe in Mall of the Emirates does not have this tea.
That
I
is
was
detailing.
like, it is insane what happens with my books because people are so aware they'll be noticed, and all. A lot of people think Chetan Bhagat doesn't know how to write it. They're not edited. There's 7 editors and there's 7 women. They also checked for any inappropriateness, specific age gap, anything coming across as creepy or something. Because I'm a man, we don't know. We talk crap all the time, and women can layer it properly. So we had 7 women doing that. So
Yeah, very well said. A lot of our conversation can be locker room talk.
Yeah.
And that's not, in this day and age, you can't put it out in the public.
No, so we do that, and we go to huge attention. Dude, I mean, my editors are insane. Like, they were like, you are saying they went to this restaurant in Dubai and they were seeing the view and they saw that building, but in this year, this building was not there. I'm like, okay, fine. So we do a lot of that. So places, songs. I'm
Yeah, I
glad
just love
people
it.
notice that.
Yeah,
because
I just love it. I mean, these are the things that I look forward to. In the past, there have been a lot of English songs, and this time, there are these 3 or 4 Hindi songs, but music is music. And
English,
it's
especially,
such
the
a-
lyrics can create a problem.
Yeah, it
so
can.
the copyright and all that.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
why, I mean, I would have loved to put more, but yeah.
Another thing which I love is the cross-cultural marriage,
Yes.
which is such a staple in your books, which I love. I mean, for you to understand Saket Khurana's nuances and his family is easy because you're a Punjabi boy. And this is, I mean, it's no spoiler, it's just the fact that this boy moves from Chandigarh to the US and then he comes to Mumbai because he's struggling, and you'll find out why he's struggling. But to me, the detailing of the girl, which is Payal Jain, who's a Jaini, was again fantastic.
Thank you.
Trivia, I mean, now I'm married, I have 2 kids, but I was seeing a Jenny girl for the longest time. Very, very serious relationship.
Oh, really? That
And
must have been relatable then.
it was totally relatable. And it's a wonderful religion because they have this concept of Michami Dukkadam,
Which is my dedication
which
of
you
my
talk,
book.
you
If you
dedicate
just
that. Yeah, yeah,
let me just show.
yeah.
Sorry. So every book has a dedication. I was like, what to do with this one, because I've done so many books and I've dedicated to everyone I know. So this is the dedication to those who might have hurt and or disappointed unintentionally. Michami Dukkadam, I seek your forgiveness, which I thought is a beautiful concept.
I think it's a beautiful concept, and they're sages, and they're wise people. But I, being a Tambram myself, came from a conservative family,
And you were the
and I was a vegetarian, but I still felt a little ostracized.
yeah.
So and I can
You thought
understand.
you were pure. When you realize what is
And now, of course, I eat
extra
everything.
virgin olive oil.
Correct. And I think in that aspect it's interesting because the Punjabis are the other end. They're
No, they are the other end. He makes a joke also, right?
Yeah.
That we Punjabis are going to hell and Jains are going to heaven. And Jains are so pure that they will get the sea view apartments in heaven. They will get that Malabar hill sea facing. And the Punjabis are going to be in hell.
You'll meet Anna Hazare
But
there.
they will hang out with Anna Hazare and Mother Teresa as their neighbors, right? The Punjabis will be having fun. Because a hell is where all the bad rum and Janata Bar will be. Janata Bar crowd will be in hell. So where do you want to be? See, it's not an easy question.
No, but I have to say this about your books, Chetan, and it's wonderful. I don't know if it's you or the 7 editors, but nobody from any religion can feel bad because it just shows religion in a very beautiful light. Unfortunately, customs are customs. And, these customs can be peculiar to a particular community and they might not accept it. I mean, that's the way it is.
See, the most important thing is the intention. My intention, I do admire Jains. I've done events. I get invited for talks, motivation talks I do. So I've done a lot of these things called Jito, which is the Jain organization. And I've done a lot of these events where a lot of young people come. And Hrishi, they told me the secret. Why? I said, why do you call me and why do you do these events? He said, we want Jain boys and Jain girls to meet each other. And on the name of your event, they come and maybe they'll start dating because they're such a minority, like 1% of India, and they really would like. They don't mind people falling in love and all, but like, it would be really nice if they're from our community. But how are they going to meet? So they get Chetan Bhagat to
That's a
play
lovely
Cupid,
fact.
yeah, and other people also. So I learned a lot about them. I have 3 employees in office. One of them is a Jain. I did a lot of research on the Jain culture. And I felt like when I did 2 states also, I made fun of Punjabis, I made fun of Tamils, but if the intention is of respect, of caring, it's fine. I mean, okay, everybody knows that Jain food is like, okay, sometimes it's, their food is can be restrictive to someone like a Punjabi who is used to eating chicken, but it's so light-hearted and it's, in fact, he mentions that a few times, very progressive, forgiving community. So, and also all Jains are not the same. All Hindus are not the same, or Muslims are not the same. There are some more conservative, where you talk of this ostracization, and there's some very liberal ones. And so I thought we'll just bring it out. But yes, the editors help, and there's a legal review, and if there is anything which is even slightly can be misconstrued, because we live in those times, right, where people take a screenshot but it's not. I mean, it's just not there. I mean, that is not what the book is about. It just shows that she's from a conservative family, which a lot of Indian families are.
The beauty of 12 years, again, please, it's out on all on-ground as well as online stores. Please go get it. Multiple Indian languages. How many translations
They're
do you
all
have?
happening as we speak.
As we speak.
All Hindi, Bengali, all these like Marathi.
All that will happen, but right now the English language
And the
book is out.
audiobook, which for people who do not know, Hrishi has done a lot of my audiobooks. So he gets to be the hero in my books in the audiobook version, which you can hear on Audible, I think. And I'm quite sure you'll end up doing this one as well.
Another thing that I love is how you've dealt with the age gap. And often, 90% of the time, when an older man, and there's a 12-year age gap between the two of them, the man gets blamed for cradle snatching, and the woman gets blamed for having a sugar daddy,
Oh.
And the sugar daddy, of course, comes in here in the Dubai part, which is for a different reason. And why can't people accept that two people of differing ages can fall in love? And that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Everybody around them, which is her parents, his parents, even his friends, even shrinks and best friends who are counseling them say, oh, this age thing, you're
To
being
the point
used,
that
you're being
even they
used.
get doubtful.
They get doubtful themselves. So this thing about the older man using the younger woman, and sometimes even the older woman using the younger man, the concept of a toy boy, this, that, I think is just overdone, because
Yeah.
love is love.
Well, we are two men talking. So, in some would say that how these here come the mansplainers. So terms are thrown around, but I've written the whole book. I've lived with it for 2 years. I am very aware that I'm a 51-year-old man. So, extremely aware that things should not come across as inappropriate or creepy. And we live in times where a lot of terms are thrown around. Cradle snatcher is the like less worse of them. Grooming, people say. Like a lot of people were making Insta posts that it's a grooming, or pedophilia, which is like crazy. It's like, you open Instagram, people just throw terms. Like everyone is a narcissist now. Any boyfriend who dumped is a narcissist, and every girl is who didn't call back is a narcissist. We have to be very careful when we use these terms. Grooming refers to, and pedophilia. Pedophilia is attraction to minors, which is like people who are sexually attracted to minors, which is almost like, which is a disorder or whatever. It's a completely different zone. People who are not adults. Grooming is also somebody who's a minor. You try to influence them into a sexual situation. That's the actual definition. There are real grooming victims, and when we loosely throw these terms around, we are disrespecting them and not taking them seriously. Another thing when we are doing is, when we say that a 21-year-old girl can be groomed, it's not even 18, it's not even 19, it's not even barely legal. It's a 21-year-old girl, went to Stanford, works in private equity. A 21-year-old girl can give the UPSC exam, become an IAS, become an administrator in this country. Are we saying she can be groomed? Someone can groom her into becoming? And under 18, people can't open bank accounts, can't buy property for a reason. We
Yeah.
believe that the mind is not ready yet. Are we saying that if a 21-year-old girl cannot make her own decisions, um, should we take away those rights as well? I mean, it's in a way infantilizing women. Yes, oppression happens. Yes, there have been men who have abused women, and I mean that's a real issue. But to kind of overgeneralize is wrong. And you have to see the book. I mean, the guy is hopelessly in love with her.
Yeah,
I
he
mean, and
is.
he's
And devoted to
yeah,
the
and we have
core.
couples. We have couples who are celebrity couples who have huge age gaps. 12 years is nothing.
Yeah.
And whenever they post on Insta, people are like, oh, so cute, couple goals, hashtag, all that. Are we saying those are groomers? I mean, you have to be very careful. Every situation is different. And it depends, again, like I said, the intention of the writer. And when somebody is 21, I think women are smart and capable of making their own decisions. And suddenly saying that, oh, she has no experience. I mean, what, she shagged a guy, a neighbor at 20, then she would be experienced? Is that what you're recommending? So I think we need to be really careful, and especially with these terms, because when people are adults and well into adulthood, I think we should respect people's choices, and they do exist. It's unusual. I'm not saying this is the norm or this is what the prescribed relationship format is. It's unusual. It is messed up, and guess what? I'm calling the story my messed up story.
Correct.
It
Yeah.
literally is messed up.
You segued into my next question.
It is interesting because it's messed up. If I start writing about Adarsh Purush and Adarsh Nari, nobody's going to read it. Here's a girl who's very smart, very obedient at home, but she still escapes and drinks wine, and she's told not to talk to boys, and she dates an older guy. I mean, that's what makes an exciting character. If I make boring characters, dude, already people are not reading. Now,
And also responsible enough to say that if my parents threaten me with consequences, I mean, I love them at the end of the day. I mean, what can I do?
so it's a bit of that typical double life a lot of Indian kids lead. I mean, that's the Indian way. Parents ने मना किया है, but we're gonna do it anyway. We'll just hide it really well. Is it good or bad? I don't know. You decide. But do these people exist or not? They do. And so I'm supposed to write about what is happening in society. My job is not to write एक perfect आदर्श पुरुष था and एक आदर्श नारी थी. Dude, I mean, shoot, like you'll say, shoot me. Don't. So it has to be messed up. The more messed up a story is, the more fun it is to read. It's a story, guys, firstly.
Yeah.
These are all fictional people. They are not real. So don't get so agitated anyway.
Another part of the book of 12 Years, My Messed Up Love Story that I love, which is again a common thread in Chetan Bhagat novels, is the bromance. So Saket Khurana and Payal Jain are the principal protagonists. Saket's best friend is this boy called Mudit, who actually starts off as a comedy club owner. Cut to, a comedy store at the Palladium where a lot of us used to go and watch, these dimly lit shows.
Yes, I for
Crayon
the
Club.
I called it Crayon Club now, but honestly, like in the earlier drafts, it was just called that, right?
Yeah.
Canvas.
Comedy store. Canvas, it became the Canvas store,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then I said, okay, Archalo, let's change it.
And
But
there used to be a bar right outside.
yeah, exact same. Like I said,
And this guy is really championing his friend through heartbreak, then joins him in a business opportunity later. And they very unabashedly say love you bro.
Yeah.
And you've obviously had lots of great male friends who've propped you up through the years.
I think so. I think my IIT years, especially, I made these friends on which 5 Point Someone was based, Three Idiots, whatever. So actually, if I do something even better than love stories, it's bromances, because I think male friendships are not celebrated enough. Women are good at communicating, so women always say, sisterhood and this, that, and they are always talking about expressive. Men are not very expressive. Men don't even hang out and talk. Like women talk. Like I'm going through this, I'm going through that. Men don't do that. I don't know what we do, but I really don't know. But I have rediscovered friends after moving to Dubai, and I'm kind of pulled back on work a bit. Like this book fiction has come after 4 years. Normally, it used to come after 2 years, because I wanted to give time to reconnect to my friends, and they are the greatest source of joy. I mean, no offense to women, but brothers over anything else, man. I mean, it's like it's men. And Mudit, you're right, is the kind of best friend we all want.
Terrific guy,
He's
man.
not
Yeah.
like a chamcha. He's not a. He just gives
Yeah,
it to him.
he gives it to him.
He gives it to him. He disrespects him also. He keeps saying, "What is this schoolgirl you're dating?" He's inappropriate and whatever. That's how men are. If the more we love someone, the more we pull their leg, and I've gotten into serious trouble with my wife also, and my other female people, because our way of expressing love is to make fun of you. That's all we do, and people get offended. But like so I think Mudit does that to him. He deliberately says, "I can't remember her name. What class is she in?" Even though but he gives him very good advice, and he's always there for him. And then when he like loses it in life and he has mental health kind of issue, he just is there for him. And I think we all need that best friend more than a girlfriend, guys. You need male friends for men, I feel. I mean, girlfriends are nice, and I've written a whole love story about it, but Mudit is the underrated actual star of the story.
I know that you have friends in higher places in Dubai, because I'm not going to give spoilers away, but you've given a very classy, very smooth interpretation of the escort service that prevails in Dubai.
It's not just Dubai, dude.
Yeah,
Rishi, it's in
lots of
Bombay too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's not a Dubai thing. It's
So we're talking Eastern
wherever there are men,
Eastern European girls, Russians, Ukrainians.
wherever there are rich men, and wherever there are attractive women,
There's an escort
there is
service.
a business to be done. And it's not escort service. Escort is like this is an arrangement. Escort comes and goes. It's almost like a
True.
hooker service. No. Who is to say you have a girlfriend, you buy her gifts? It's just that those gifts are expected and girlfriend duties are expected. Grey zone. It's the world we are living in, full of situationships. It's nothing to do with one particular location. Men value beauty, and rich men can afford it, and that's what happens. I'm not saying everybody does it. Again, guys, don't like come to me like this is the norm. No, but it exists in society.
It does, yeah.
It is happening in one way or the other, and people call it the oldest profession. Is it prostitution? I don't think it is. Is it being a girlfriend? Not really. They literally call it an arrangement. Like the biggest site for this, I don't think it's allowed in India, but it's called seeking arrangement. I mean, doing it all this research.
And Japan also has geisha girls.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yeah,
it has
yeah.
been there, and but again we will come to giving too many spoilers in the book, it's not as fulfilling as a real relationship. I'm not endorsing it. In fact, it is a sign of a hollow life when you do things like this.
I like that, this spans over 10 years. I mean, they start off at age, 33, 21.
That is also why it's called 12
And
years.
that
People think it's 33 minus 21. Yes,
spans 12
it
years.
spans 12 years. And it is my 12th book.
Oh, that I didn't know. I didn't do the count of the books. 12th book, yeah. And we all know that all his fiction novels have numbers in them. 12th book, that's very, very interesting. So the point I was trying to make was, I lost my train of thought.
12 years it spans, and you like that.
Yeah, I like the whole span of it. Also because he leaves stand-up comedy, and in a way he goes back
Just
to
give
his,
all the spoilers, Hrishi, today.
in a way he goes back to a profession that he's more familiar with. And often we do that as men, isn't it? I mean, when we're going through a phase when we don't want mirth and fun and jokes in our life, we serious up a bit.
Like I said, again, I'm not generalizing, but largely women are more expressive than men. So we understand what women go through when they go through heartbreak quite well, because women express it. Men don't express it. But men can take breakups very badly. And I personally know people who, for years, they just can't move on. And I'll tell you one thing, and I'm not saying it's easier for women, but the moment a woman says, I just broke up, feeling lonely on Instagram, I guarantee you, in 24 hours, there are 20 DMs. Hey baby, what happened? Wanna grab coffee? I can listen to you. I can be your shoulder to cry on. A man puts that, nothing is going to happen. It's going to be like spam selling him loans and EMIs on buying food. There is nothing. Like, I'm not saying those men who are coming to those women are well intentioned, and that's probably, but at least it's a stopgap. Men can be extremely lonely if in facing a breakup. Plus, when they meet their other guy friends, we don't talk about these things. We'll talk about cricket and golf games and let's go driving and which car and all this nonsense. But we're not going to say, I'm feeling, effed, man, because because I went through this breakup. I just can't, I can't sleep. I mean, we just don't. Even if you do talk, your guy friend is, okay, what do I do with it now? This information that you have given me. We don't listen, we don't express. So I think men keep it inside, and then all the joy gets sucked out of them. And then the only way to cope is to work. Just work. Because that's what men feel will take the problem away. It doesn't. And so I wanted to bring that out.
Both Payal as well as Saket at points talk about valuation of companies, talk about, using formulae and things like that. I'm curious, when you were an investment banker, was that one of your verticals?
I was in distress debt, which is a little bit different, which is the profession the girl had, Radhika had in One Indian Girl. But it's very similar. It is about valuing assets. It's about making deals. Yeah.
Owners also
finance
dilute,
helps me, because finance, I have a lot of friends in finance. I have a lot of friends in private equity. And I personally have experience in finance. So giving both of them something connected to investments. I personally also do investments. Everything is detailed and accurate. I mean, it's a fun, light book, which is a love story, but I always give the girl a career. In all my books, a girl has a career, and a strong career. It's not like time pass, and if I give her a career, I will express that career properly. Like, what does she do at work? Not like, I'm going to office. Oh, I'm back from office. No. What happens? What deal was she working on? How many times the investment has gone? What is right? What is the stress factors? So I wanted to bring that out. We are also, even though it's a very modern kind of love story and a very urban setting love story, I think Payal's conservative family will resonate across the country.
Of course.
Tier 2, Tier 3, 4 cities. And the popularity of shows like Shark Tank, everybody knows valuation and equity and private equity. That's like a like a private equity show in a way. So I felt like it'll be nice to do this, and maybe people will learn something about private equity. Stand-up comedy, of course, people know because of people like Zakir Khan and all. It's like so mainstream now.
So it's 412 pages, but I'm a little greedy. There's a lot of talk on Anandji and Yashoda Ben, which is Payal Jain's parents. Saket's parents only appear when they come from Chandigarh once. Again, no spoilers on why they come,
Huh.
but they come once, but they go away. No time to explore them as
Yeah, see,
such.
it's already
Yeah,
it's 400 pages, which
yeah.
is all my other books have been 270.
270 to 80. Yeah.
Partly it's because I must thank Harper. They used very good paper, good spacing, good font size.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't
Because it
notice
becomes a
that.
pain to read, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said the minimum font size has to be there. There's spacing. It should be joy to read. Flow. The flow comes. It's funny if you read a book with a very packed words. I could have reduced pages, but then it's not so easy to read. But partly also because it was becoming big. So the I would say 40% was cut. So there is a 40% more book which didn't make it, which also was good stuff, like more on the parents, more stuff. But we just felt like it has to have the pacing to keep flowing.
I'm just curious to know. See, the front cover is both of them with a mic because it's no spoiler. He's a stand-up comedian. The back has has a little outline sketch. For those of you on video, you can watch this of the girl on a laptop, the guy writing with a pen and paper, imagining that maybe he's either helping
This
her
is the
out or
ledge.
writing his
This is the
comedy.
ledge of the house.
Or the ledge in Bandra.
There was another cover which is beautiful, which was the ledge cover. This is just the sketch of that, but that was like a more detailed painting kind of thing. We almost took that cover, but in that they were not holding each other. They were just like, it felt like a Bengali art movie type, serious where nothing happens. And here they're passionately embracing in the main cover. Sorry, the main cover. Let me just talk about the cover designer.
Yeah.
So
Let's
this
talk
is a
about
girl
it.
called Rachita, who is from National Institute of Design. Again, like I said, people feel, popular fiction bestseller. What's the big deal? She's been with me. I tend to keep my people like you.
Yeah, no,
So
even Bhakti.
yeah, Bhakti,
Yeah, she's been around for
yeah.
ages. Yeah.
So she's moved through various publishers. I was at the Rupa with Westland, and I make sure that she does my covers. She's grown her business. She has a design house. She has a jewelry line. She doesn't do book covers anymore. That was the beginning of her career, but only my book she does. There's a lot of like, it's red because love story. But the red we didn't want too much red, so it's got a nice darkish red. The mic is there because it's stand-up comic, and it's messed up, so the wire is wrapped around them. So
Great
that's a,
symbolism. Yeah.
and one graphic, one simple graphic, very iPhone-like, if you notice. So you go, bookshop, even if you don't read the title, it's a love story. Boom, right there. So that's how we do it. This wire continues on the spine and becomes the ledge.
Oh, beautiful.
Chain.
Yeah, there's a connection
Yeah.
between
So
the front and the back.
yeah. So
Beautiful.
it's minimalist, but yet it's striking, and covers are important. It's like the one dress the book will wear for the rest of its life. So we do fuss about everything. I know it comes across as sometimes I come across as too casual, but ask my team, I'm anything but casual, because we just go through so many covers. The ledge cover was beautiful. So many other covers were done, but we just finally kept it simple.
Why do you live in Dubai now? And why do you prefer it to Singapore, or would you say equal? I mean, I don't know.
Dubai, so I read this book called Deep Work. It's a fantastic book, and it talks about two things. One is how to do deep work, and two, how ultimately true satisfaction, work satisfaction, comes from doing deep work, getting deep into something, almost towards mastery of it. What I was doing, Rishi, was I was all over the place. I still am a little bit. Like, I'm doing YouTube, Instagram, TV shows. It's kind of like the whole Chetan Bhagat thing. He's everywhere. While it's good for my career in terms of PR and name recognition, fame, even sales maybe, it's not satisfying as I age. It's not giving me the sense that I'm mastery over something. So that book told me that I need to do that. Now, how to do that is you have to cut out other things and isolate yourself and devote yourself to your work / art, whatever it is you do, if you really are interested in taking it to the next level. So I moved to Dubai. I still have my place in Mumbai. I come do a lot of back and forth every month. I'm in and out. But I lived like literally alone to write 12 years, alone, and away from the fame, away from the Chetan Bhagat brand, being aware that I'm this best-selling writer. And I think the magic shows in this book because people have been telling me this book has soul. This is that old Chetan Bhagat who was there. It was very difficult to do. The moment the decision was made that the hero will be a stand-up comic, sounds easy, but it's not because he has to do comedy. Who's going to write that comedy? I have to write that comedy. I had to learn stand-up comedy. There was a separate word file with just the jokes, and then I took the best ones and and took the less good ones in the beginning of his career. So there was that level of depth comes when I'm away. Dubai helps me because it's still not far from India, but it's still a foreign land. There's a lot of Indians, but where I live, there's not that many. So I think the main purpose was that to devote myself to do less work but really good. And funny enough, it has led to deep satisfaction for me. Today I'm promoting the book, but the biggest joy was creating it and working with the editors later and initially writing it. Publicity is nice, launches are nice, but honestly, they're not giving me as much joy as they used to. And I think that's a very good space to be when your own intrinsic work is giving you the joy, not the claps from outside. So I think that's why I moved away from motherland because it is distracting here. It is India's cacophony and it's great. It's Janata Bar, we are Janata Bar. So it's not ideal conditions for a writer. Is all I would say. The mind has to be calm to write, and especially funny books, light books. It's not easy.
Did you chat with some stand-up comedians?
Yeah. I mean, I did done one Amazon Prime show, one mic stand. I chatted with a lot of comedians then, studied their ways, read a lot of articles. They write a lot,
Yeah.
which was quite interesting. They do perform, but most of it is writing, and of course they have to make people laugh, and it's a tough game, because if they know it's like the ultimate in instant feedback. Like they have these 8 minutes, and if in the first minute people like nobody's laughing and it's a dead audience, it's not going well.
Yeah.
And you have 7 more minutes to survive. It's almost like boxing. Like first minute you want to like punched so hard, and 7 more minutes are left. It's really difficult, and I felt it'll be a challenge for me to write a funny book. There's not that many funny books. Which was the last funny book that came out of India? Can't remember. Decades ago, maybe. So I thought we need a funny book. So let's have a stand-up comic.
Is there a travel destination that you went to recently and you said, wow, amazing?
I travel a lot on work, like mostly in India, to a lot of these motivation talks. I do corporate events. So the desire to travel has gone. I love my place in Dubai. It's very nice. People have this image of Dubai, shopping malls and glitz and all. But there is a people who wake up at 5 in the morning Dubai, which is me, who go for walks, who go by the water, by the sea, nature, they do kayaking and things like that. More fun activities which are not like so commercial in that typical sense. So I'm very happy there. I don't like to travel so much. I went to San Francisco to meet my son. He was doing an internship there. They're both abroad in the US. And that was nice. Downtown San Francisco, I visited. That was a fun place. Every banner in that city, like how is AI? Every
Wow.
single one from airport to his house, AI. Like we have Manyavar here. It's AI. Like even if there was a Manyavar there, it would be called Manyavar.ai. Where AI will dress you up. So yeah, it was fascinating that the one city or one area, if you call it the Bay Area, which is like a city plus suburbs, is like driving so much change in this world. Like it is crazy, that place. Even already there's like Apple there and Google there, and like these are things we use every day. Meta is there, Instagram is there. It's all happening there. So it's a great place to visit. I mean, from that point of view. to just feel that buzz. Every cafe you go to, people are talking about their own startup. He raised money. It's like if you go to Carter Road, people are talking about getting roles and auditions and things like that. It's funny. It was so. I mean, for me, all those things are more fascinating than something else today.
Last question. What are you listening to? What's on your phone?
Music.
Yeah.
Let's do
Your
the
friend
test.
Mohit Suri, Sayara.
Sayara, I heard. Yes,
He's nice,
he's of
yeah.
course very nice. Let me see what the last few songs.
And are you listening to Sabrina Carpenter? Are you listening to Taylor Swift's album? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you the last few songs I've heard. And it's all over the place, huh? So don't. And I'm not trying to impress. You know
No,
how
no,
some
not at
people,
all, not at all.
some people try to impress. So I will just do my songs that I've played. How do you go to the history of this? So it's suggesting me the ones I listen to a lot. Song called "Hungry Eyes" from Dirty Dancing.
Lovely. Eric Carmen.
Can you play that?
Yeah, yeah, of
You
course.
can. Oh my
Yeah,
God!
yeah, yeah.
So this generation has missed Dirty Dancing.
Patrick
That
Swayze,
movie.
poor guy, he passed away.
Yeah, his son is there now.
Yeah, yeah.
In
yeah.
that White Lotus, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So that song, Night Changes, is there.
By One Direction. Yes,
One Direction. Sia's song from. So that's a very good song. When I have to do my work, I don't feel like doing. It's called Never Give Up.
Yeah.
But from that movie about that missing boy, Lion.
Yeah, Lion.
There's an Indian
yeah.
version.
Yeah.
Like it's not Indian, but it's got that Indian instrument
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Never
yeah.
Give Up by Sia.
I see.
This I was listening to. Yeah, some of these in English. Hindi, of course, there's so many. And A.P. Dillon.
Lovely.
I got a car. So I go for drives. This fast car is there from Taylor. Very
Fast Car by Taylor Swift. Lovely.
yeah.
Lovely.
Apocalypse by Cigarettes After Sex.
Lovely.
Yeah,
I saw them live here in India. They're fantastic. Great band.
great band.
There you have it. 12 Years, My Messed Up Love Story by Chetan Bhagat. The brand new novel out on all ground as well as online stores. Please go get it. It is a beautiful 400 plus page ride. You'll never know. I mean, I finished it in literally one night. Just couldn't keep my eyes off it. Chetan, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It
It's
was
been
always joy. I
wonderful.
didn't even feel like I'm in an interview. It felt like we are chatting in Janata Bar.
Lovely.
Without the alcohol.
Yeah.
Only coffee.
Only coffee.
94.3 Radio 1.